You know that feeling, right? That gurgle in your stomach after a big meal? Or that bloating where you just have to unbutton your pants? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. So many of us deal with this stuff, and today we're going to get into what's really going on in there. So let's just jump right in. It's so easy to brush off these feelings, like, oh, it's just an annoyance. But what if it's more than that? What if it's actually your body trying to send you a message? Your gut is literally talking to you, and figuring out what it's saying, well, that's step one. And wow, look at all these different signals. It's not just one thing, right? It could be pain, bloating, even just a change in how hungry you feel. Our bodies have this whole vocabulary to let us know when something's, well, off. I bet some of these look pretty familiar, don't they? Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, why? Why do so many of us struggle with this? What is actually happening inside our bodies to cause all this discomfort? To get to the bottom of that, we first have to take a look at the system itself. All right, so let's go on a little road trip, shall we? A tour of your gastrointestinal tract, or, the GI tract for short. Think of it like this incredible, super complex highway that your food is traveling down every single day. And it's not just a straight shot, it's like a perfectly choreographed dance. Everything starts in the mouth, then goes down the esophagus into the stomach. From there, it winds through the small intestine, where all the nutrient magic happens, and finally, the large intestine takes care of the leftovers. Every single stop along the way has a super important job to do. And here's a great look at that whole pathway. I mean, when you break it down, it's basically one long, super smart tube. When everything is working together just right, you feel amazing. But if there's a hiccup anywhere along this assembly line, that's when you start getting those signals we were just talking about. Okay, so when things do go wrong, we throw around this term GI disorders. But what does that even mean? It's not just one single thing. It actually breaks down into two main types. At its core, a GI disorder is really just any condition that stops your digestive system from doing its job the way it's supposed to. It could be something as simple as a stomachache that goes away, or it could be something much more chronic. And this right here is a really, really important difference to understand. You've got functional disorders and structural ones. Think of it like this. Functional is like a software glitch. Your computer's hardware is fine, but the program is acting weird. Doctors look, and they can't see anything physically wrong, but the system just isn't working right. Then you have structural disorders. That's a hardware problem. There's a visible physical issue, like inflammation or something else they can actually point to. Okay, let's zoom in on two of the biggest offenders, the ones most of us have probably felt, acidity and bloating. These are usually the first little red flags that your gut is asking for a little extra help. So, acidity. What's happening here is that stomach acid is basically going the wrong way, splashing back up into your esophagus. And that is what gives you that classic heartburn feeling. That awful burning sensation in your chest. Sometimes you can even taste it, that sour, acidic taste. Not fun. And then, of course, there's bloating. Oh, it's just that awful, uncomfortable feeling of pressure, like your stomach is a balloon that's been overinflated. Sometimes you can even see it. Your belly actually looks bigger. And it's usually just trapped gas or fluid making you feel all tight and stretched out. All right, enough about the problems. Let's talk about the good stuff, the solutions. And here's the best part. You don't have to do anything crazy. Simple changes to what you eat and how you live can make a huge difference. So let's put together your action plan. First things first, let's play some offense. What can we actually add to our diets? What foods can help calm things down and keep that whole digestive highway running smoothly? Okay, think of these foods as your gut's personal support team. You've got high-fiber foods, oatmeal, green veggies. They're like the traffic cops, keeping everything moving along nicely. Then there are alkaline foods, like bananas and melons, which can help calm down that stomach acid, and watery foods like cucumber and celery. They help dilute everything and keep you hydrated. All good stuff. All right, so that was offense. Now for defense, because what you don't eat can be just as important as what you do. Let's take a look at some of the usual suspects, the common trigger foods. Yeah, this list probably isn't going to shock anyone. Fatty and fried foods, they just slow the whole system down. Acidic stuff like citrus and tomatoes can be pretty irritating. And then you have caffeine, chocolate, and carbonated drinks. They can actually relax the little gatekeeper that's supposed to keep stomach acid down, which is a big reason for reflux. And it's not just about the food. It's also about how you live. Simple things, right? Eat slower. Give your body a chance to catch up. Stay upright after you eat. Let gravity do its thing. And please, try to avoid those late-night meals. It really helps prevent acid from making its way up when you're lying down. These little habits, they really, really add up. So, we've gone through all of this. The problems, the solutions. What's the one big takeaway? What's the most important thing to keep in mind? Well, it all boils down to one really powerful idea. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Constipation is a symptom, not a disease itself. And you can swap out constipation for bloating, heartburn, whatever. The point is, these things aren't the actual problem. They're just the alarm bells. They're signals pointing to something deeper. The real goal is to figure out the cause and fix that, not just silence the alarm. And that's really what I want to leave you with. Your body is talking to you all day, every day. So the next time you feel that discomfort, that bloating, that gurgle, instead of just getting annoyed by it, maybe pause and ask yourself, what is my gut trying to tell me? Because your journey to feeling better, it all starts right there, with listening.